In the heart of the southeast of Nigeria, surrounded by rolling hills and the golden glow of the setting sun, there was a kingdom called Eziala. It was a land blessed with fertile soil, rivers that sang through the valleys, and people who walked the land with joy. But peace was a stranger in Eziala. Its ruler, King Obidike, was feared by all. Tall, broad-shouldered, and always wearing a crown of bronze, Obidike believed no one was above him, not even the gods. His word was law, his will was unquestioned, and his cruelty knew no bounds. Whenever he saw a woman he desired, whether she was married or not, he took her. If any man dared to speak against him, that man would be dragged to the palace square and executed at dawn. The people whispered about his wickedness in the shadows, careful not to let the wind carry their words to the palace. The men of the kingdom bowed their heads in silence. The women lived in constant fear, and the children learned early that the safest way to survive was to never anger the king. But all that changed the day Adaora came to Eziala. Adaora was unlike anyone the villagers had ever seen. She was tall and graceful, with skin the color of polished bronze and eyes as sharp as a hawk's. She had traveled from the neighboring land of Umuaka, seeking refuge after her own village was destroyed by raiders. Though her beauty caught the attention of many, it was her courage that left people speechless. One market day, as Adaora sold palm oil and smoked fish under the old Udala tree, King Obidike's guards appeared. Their leader, a man named Okeke, pointed at her. "The king has summoned you," he declared. Gasps filled the market. Every villager knew what that meant. Adaora stood tall, her gaze steady. She said, "Tell your king that I am not a goat to be summoned for slaughter. If he wishes to speak to me, let him come as a man." The market fell silent. No one had ever spoken of the king in such a way, openly, fearlessly. The guards, shocked, returned to the palace with the message. When King Obidike heard Adaora's words, he laughed. "Bring her to me," he ordered. "If she refuses, burn her stall." The guards returned to the market, but this time Adaora was ready. She stepped forward, a staff in her hand, and spoke in a voice that carried across the square. "I know who you serve, and I know the evil that sits on that throne, but I am not afraid, for I do not fight with my strength alone." The villagers watched, wide-eyed, as a strange wind swirled around her feet. It was then they realized Adaora was no ordinary maiden. That night, Obidike dreamt of a raging storm. A woman's voice spoke from the thunder. "Your reign ends soon. By your greed you will fall." The next day, determined to prove his power, Obidike summoned Adaora to his palace. She walked in without fear, wearing a white wrapper and a necklace of cowries. "Do you know who I am?" Obidike asked, leaning forward on his throne. "Yes," Adaora replied, "and I also know that your hands are stained with the blood of your own people." The king's face darkened. "I could have you killed for those words." "You could try," she said. Before he could speak again, Adaora struck her staff on the palace floor. A sharp crack echoed through the hall, and the bronze crown on Obidike's head grew hot, burning his skin. He screamed in pain, tearing it off. The guards rushed forward, but with one sweep of her staff, they fell to their knees, unable to move. "You have ruled with fear, Obidike," Adaora's voice thundered, "but fear is not strength. You have taken what does not belong to you, destroyed families, and shed innocent blood. Your time is over." A sudden gust of wind blew through the palace, and the great bronze statue of Obidike, symbol of his power, cracked down the middle and fell. The king stumbled back, his power draining away like water from a broken pot. The villagers, hearing the commotion, gathered outside. Adaora stepped into the palace courtyard and raised her voice. "Eziala, your chains are broken. The tyrant has fallen." The people erupted in cheers. Some wept openly. Men embraced their wives, knowing they would no longer be taken from them. Children danced in the dust. As for Obidike, he was banished from Eziala, stripped of his crown and title, left to wander the earth without the power he once abused. Adaora remained in the village, not as a ruler, but as a guardian. Under her watch, Eziala flourished. The rivers sang again, the markets bustled with joy, and the people lived without fear. And so, in the history of the Southeast, Adaora's name became a song on the lips of the people, a reminder that even the mightiest tyrant can fall, and that courage can come in the form of a single, fearless maiden.